Hey everybody. I wanted to just take a moment just to kind of go over my feelings on the other Republican candidates and just kind of, let you know how I feel about them. Um, First, I'll go over the top tier. Mitt Romney, I probably wouldn't not like him that so much if it weren't for the fact that he's flipped on so many issues. And the fact that he's getting so much support just baffles my mind because you can see. I mean, it's not just abortion, but just about every single issue you could think of, he he's flipped on, and I find it also highly ironic that if you look at the numbers, the last quarter he made, or this most recent quarter, quarter three, he made $10 million. Well, 8 of that's from himself, so he raised less money than Ron Paul. I don't think anybody's buying his crap. No matter how much media attention he gets, Democrats hate him just because of the fact that he's a Republican. Independents hate him because of the fact that he has all these far right views, and Republicans hate him because he's flipped on practically every issue. The reason why Giuliani's doing so well is because of the fact that he's standing by his convictions. And despite the fact that I think I hate him worse, I respect him more than Mitt Romney because of the fact that he's pro-choice, but he's not apologetic about it. He's not trying to flip or nothing. He's saying, look, I'm pro-choice, but that's just how I am. But I'm right where it counts, on terror and on taxes. Is what he likes to say. And he makes some good points, but he's, as Ron Paul has said, the exact opposite of everything Ron Paul stands for. I just think that he loses in every category. Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, First Amendment, immigration, and I think that he's just an awful choice. I'd rather have Hillary Clinton than him, and I really don't want her to be president either. But he's absolutely the worst because he's just riding on this 9/11 wave. Just listen to any of his speeches. That's all he brings it up like every single time. And it's time that we hear some other things besides 9/11. Fred Thompson. I don't really dislike him. Like, I don't really hate him. I definitely like him better than Mitt Romney and Rudy Giuliani, but he just seems like he's a George Bush in the sense that I feel like, the rumors, he's like really lazy. In fact, they're not even rumors. Other senators who worked with him say that he's lazy. So it's going to be highly ironic when he gets in there and he votes in a VP that's just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Dick Cheney, and he has people like Karl Rove in his cabinet. So, if we get Fred Thompson, we're just going to get a George Bush, because George Bush, in my opinion, isn't really all that bad. It's just the people that works for him. I just feel like he's just being used, and Fred Thompson would just be the same way. John McCain, actually, he doesn't. I don't dislike him either. In fact, of the top tier, he's probably the one I would rather win. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case because of the fact that he's making less money than Ron Paul at this point. He's just struggling to stay in the race, and he doesn't really seem to have a chance. But and while of the like Giuliani, he makes some bad decisions. He stands by his convictions, and he apologizes when he makes mistakes. He tries to reach out to people, and I think that he's an honest man. I wouldn't vote for him personally, but I probably would vote for him over Hillary. I don't know. I guess it would just depend in general. Now the second and third tiers. Mike Huckabee, of all the pro-war candidates, he's probably the one I like the best. I think that the fact that he made Arkansas, and then if you look at his record, he's not like 100% conservative, but I'm obviously more left wing than right wing. But he made that state flourish, and I give him props for that. Not to mention, I don't think that he doesn't seem to be the sort of person that's a war junkie. He believes we need to stay in Iraq. I disagree with him, but I don't really sense CFR coming from him, and I don't think that he's the sort of person that'll go and attack every nation that comes along. Same with Tom Tancredo. In fact, of all I think I like him the second best. In fact, Ron Paul even said that if he were to vote for anybody that was a candidate, it would be Tom Tancredo because they're in the same Liberty Caucus. And I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. And so I feel like he would protect our rights better, even though he's kind of crazy when it comes to things like the death penalty. People should get the death penalty for treason. It's retarded. But yeah, so he's good. Duncan Hunter, he's like a nobody. He's a nobody. I mean, but I gotta give him a little bit of respect because he's not running for re-election on his his seat in Congress, and that's respectful. Ron Paul, he's doing that so that way if he doesn't win the presidency, he still is in Congress. And so you gotta respect the person who's willing to risk his seat. But I think that's because his son's running, so you kind of got that going on. And who's left? Anybody else? Alan Keyes and John Cox. I don't know anything about John Cox, so I can't really say anything. And Alan Keyes, I've heard him in some of the debates, and all these people say he's a bad speaker. I thought he was a pretty good speaker. He kind of gets into it, almost like Martin Luther-esque. I don't agree with anything he says, but he really gets into it, and it's kind of inspiring almost. He makes me want to go to war all of a sudden. But no, I don't really like him too much either. I think that's Sam Brownback. Yeah, he's like Mike Huckabee in terms of views, but he's just worse in every way. I just don't think he's that good of a guy, good of a candidate. And the Iowa straw poll proved it. So yeah, I was just giving a rundown list of the other candidates and how I feel about them. Look forward to my Democratic one.